braverangels.org. Braver Angels, where conservatives, liberals, and independents unite for a stronger republic.
Talk amongst friends. The Al Travis Show. Nothing but talk.
Love having this cat on the program. He's Jay Caldwell. We call him The Voice. How you doing today, Jay?
I'm doing fine. How about you, Al?
Well, good. We're kind of fishing our way out. It is so weird weather in Minnesota. I suppose it's always the same. You get hit by some hard stuff. The guy next door doesn't get anything, right? Last night, over the weekend, we got somewhere around almost 5 inches of rain in my little city. And I don't know if you heard me talking about it. The infrastructure we have is strange. My wife's phone went off and said you're in a tornado warning. Mine did not. CBS, while we're watching TV, had a little scroller on there asking me to take a pic, scanning that little QR code thing to get more information about my weather. Like, I'm sorry, Julie Moonves is too important to bust up because I'm having a tornado down here. And then at the same time, the sirens we're not going off in our hometown anyway. It got to the point where, what do you believe? Got to go with your gut.
Yeah, no, it's one of those that you look at the radar, you believe or not believe, I guess, depending on what you're hearing. But if you look outside and you see that the weather looks pretty awful, probably should take cover.
Yeah, absolutely. But what's cool about it, this is so self-serving. All those other things, like in the cable, I give them credit. You know, the beep, beep, beep thing when the federal government takes over did at some point tell us, hey, this is going south. But local radio guys, that's when local radio guys jump on the horn when your city's having issues and they keep you up to date. Radio cannot be beat when things go to crap. That's a terrible bumper sticker.
I 100% agree, and I know I sit from a biased standpoint, but that is one of those that we're here in the community, so we're in the community that you care about.
Yep.
So if this is happening in St. Cloud or Mankato or whatever it is where your weather happens to be and that's where you live, that should be your go-to, that local radio station. And usually it's going to be your news talk station like we have here. So that's generally where you want to go. And we've had, over the years, I've been here for 27 years, and the amount we do weather coverage, and boy, we did not have that severe weather this weekend, at least in central Minnesota. But a couple of weeks ago, I was the person who was on weather call because we rotate that. I remember coming in and there was severe weather that was coming through Stearns County, and then it ended up stopping for some reason. It might have dissipated a little bit. But those are important times. If you're the city or location that's under the gun, you're concerned about your welfare.
Absolutely. And I only use Mankato as an example. They have 6 radio stations, maybe 7. I'm going to get it wrong and be told you were wrong. But when I was there, what I find interesting, and these are the commitments these local radio station guys, people you work for, when they had bad weather, the guy that was on, the weather guy, right? The guy who's being, you're up this weekend, gets to the radio station, finds out how bad this is going to be. Does he need to get a couple extra hands on deck? They come in. And I just know there, because it happened a couple times, every one of the radio, you talk to talk station, they just turned everything off. Everybody will get back to music, but right now this station cares about the weather. And that's what you get with radio stations. We all know you love your favorite, whatever country song. We'll get back to that. But right now, we got to let everybody know there's something bad's going on. It's just something radio does, wipes everybody else off the map for when it comes to really knowing what's going on and doing it well. There you go. Self-serving.
That is the goal. I agree. And that is something I think where radio can shine. And like you said, it takes precedent over music or whatever the regular programming happens to be. There might be some people that a small percentage that get irritated by it, but you know what? You have to err on the side of caution.
Well, and I get that with TV, because in reality, if my Minnesota Vikings were in the middle of a play and they interrupted it because something was happening in the middle of no place, I don't even live there, it would be bothersome. I don't disagree. Jay, I'm not going to have my phone ready to do the scanner thing, the QR code thing. Okay. It is not second nature to me. True story, Jay. I was with my kids in Nashville, went on vacation, and we parked at a parking lot that you had to scan the code, right, to get to park there.
Yep.
I get done. I had 26 pictures of the little scanner thing. I didn't realize you just held it. I'm sitting there taking pictures like a madman saying it doesn't work. My kid's making fun of me. I'm not going to get this stuff. I don't want to get this stuff.
Yeah, technology can be challenging, Al.
Well, no, once he showed me how simple is that? Just pointed at it and it does it by itself. I didn't know it. 26 pictures of that. If you want a picture of that poster, I got it. It's in my phone. I won't get rid of it. Let's talk your Minnesota Vikings quick if we can. I called this a couple weeks back. Well, 2 weeks ago, actually. I thought Max did such a good job as the fourth string quarterback. I really called for, I think you and I talked about it. I called for him to be the third stringer. Well, I don't know if how much you watched. I read on it. I was out. But Howell and Ripon, or whatever his name is, Ripon, did not play well. And Max did a pretty good job again. Do we have a quarterback controversy in Minnesota, Jay?
Maybe for number 2. I don't think there's a feeling that anybody's overtaking JJ anytime soon. But yeah, Sam Howell, he struggled. And there's no way you can feel confident about Ripon because he's shown very little. So Max has been the most successful of the group, but he's got the least amount of experience.
See, that's my point. Could you have a JJ starting his first game coming up, in 3 weeks, and your backup is Max, who also has now the kid looks like he's your Uncle Bob. The guy's 36 years old, just got out of the University of Minnesota. He played like 7 years, right? I mean, he's not a kid, I guess is my point, but he has no experience. Can that be your number 1 and 2, and you go with it if you're Minnesota?
I'd say that's unlikely. I'm guessing that Sam Howell will still be number 2, but let's say something were to happen to JJ.
Yep.
And then you're looking at Howell, and as soon as Howell struggles, then everybody's going to want Max to take over because Max had a good preseason. Now, they still got one more preseason game on Friday against Tennessee, so we'll see how that looks. Maybe Howell looks good, and then all this goes away. Yeah. But if Max outperforms Howell again on Friday, or maybe Howell doesn't even play. I guess we'll see. He probably will, though. If Max outperforms him and looks like the best of the 3 backup quarterbacks, then, that talk will just intensify.
And it's what I like about the Wolves and the way they run this team, the coaches, the management, is kind of like with Smith, right? He's 1,000 years old, but he wants to end his career here, so we're going to give him a contract. Leslie, every year is making less and less, but we want him here. They understand that loyalty. Max, Viking fans like Max. He's a Gopher. He's a Minnesotan. We like him, and I think they'll find a spot. I think Ripon might be gone. You're not going to carry 4 quarterbacks because of the Max friend. People like him feel the vibe.
I would say so. I think Max has put himself in a position where he's the number 3, and the other 2 are fighting for number 2. But realistically, it's going to be Howell over Ripon. I mean, Ripon. I know that his dad used to play. Remember Mark Ripon?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Washington. That he's been around. Brett Ripon has been around, and when he's had opportunities, he hasn't done much with it. So there's just doesn't appear to be upside with him.
All right. Give me switching topics, because I think the idea that, like I say, the Wolves seem to understand how to get people behind it. We're going to keep Smith here. Just give him some more money, less money. They understand the feeling of the players. Where are you at with the Minnesota Twins? I think a Minnesota Twins fan always has that hope, right? There's always next year. There's always this thing. Even when we weren't playing well, there's the hope that a new ownership would come and make us better. They gutted the team, and our thought was, okay, they're getting the thing ready to sell. We'll be better next year. I think Minnesota Twins live on hope. And then when you gutted the team and the poll ad said, now we're going to keep it, there's very little hope. What do you got to do as a Twin? Well, we're talking about it with one of the guys. I think the only way this turns around is if sometime in the near future the poll ads go out of their way and pay for somebody you just got to go see, right? Oh, Tani or whatever name. You go get some guy. Then Minnesotans will jump right back in the bandwagon. Am I crazy?
I mean, didn't they do that with Correa? And that was years ago. And then that contract ended up being a contract you just paid him to go.
I love the idea that we got by the guy, give him a great contract, and he didn't fill it. That happens all the time. But to actually give him right back to the team that we got him from and pay him $30 million, I'm sorry, somebody's got to lose their job. Yeah, the whole money thing.
That doesn't look good. Yeah, that's a bad visual there.
Yeah. So I just mean that we will take anything if there's hope. Minnesotans in general. Well, right now, of all the people I was at this golf course over the weekend, no one was talking positive about the Twins. Not that the young guns weren't doing some good hitting, and they're kind of fun to see. But as far as when's the next time we're going to have a shot, these guys are 5 years down the road. I think Minnesota has to find a way, find some people, and say, nope, seriously, we're going to rebuild this. And I think you'll get us back.
All it takes is winning. All it takes.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, it's true.
You're not convinced that's coming anytime soon, is what you're telling me.
Well, I think we gave up 8 runs, 7 runs, and 1 run in the series. I mean, you're just not going to give – yeah, I'm not feeling that happening. But.
If you're looking for positives here, Alan, it sounds like you are.
I am.
The Abel kid that they got from the Phillies in that trade, he had struck out 11 in AAA yesterday. So maybe he's got a chance to be a good major leaguer.
Oh, and who knows? These are all kids. They might come out and, guess what? Kirby Puckett was in the minors for a while. Well, things can happen. I got to fly. I'm out of time. Jay, love having you on the program, my friend. I really do.
You got it, Al.
He's Jay Caldwell, the voice on the Al Travis Show.